Wings coming up beautifully. Power, 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 power. Don't give it up. Full brakes, full brakes, full power, full power, full power, full power, full power, full power. Kill. Kylo here with a little from the future disclaimer. This is some archival footage from about 4 years ago. And this man, David, I don't know if it was his second or if it was his first flight attempt, but it cost him some terrible injuries. And he had to go home and heal from these injuries before he came back and continued. And he did. David got back on the horse, and y'all, he's been flying for the last 4 years with regularity, as far as I know. He gave me his blessing. I asked him the other day, y'all, I'm cleaning out the closet, all the old footage, and I asked David, hey man, I got this stuff. It's been sitting here for years. Do you care if I post it? He's like, you have my blessing, something about PTSD, and I get it. I get it. You know, I've had the injuries myself that are lifelong. Some injuries get people on the inside. Some are superficial on the outside. Some people walk it off. Some people hang it up. It's one of those things when you deal with a sport like what we do, there's a risk of injury. But I want the lesson to be not so much, you know, look at David mess up. He's a brand new guy. Brand new people mess up. Am I to blame for any of it at all? I don't know. I always feel some level of guilt because I'm there with them doing the thing. But, you know, there's a certain point where you got to, and you hear me mention it several times in the video. It's like, you can't let off the throttle. Can't let off the throttle. Don't even during the launch, you know, throttle. And you can hear a distinct spot in my voice where it changes. There's a point during the launch where if you abort, it's going to be bad. And if you continue and fail, it's going to be bad. But if you continue and you make it count, you can pull it off. And I've gotten some students out of some pretty tight spots by just giving them the gumption to go, and they commit and they lift off, and all of a sudden they're flying, and oh, I'll just turn away from the obstacle. I've seen a lot of things though. I've seen a lot of things. When I think back on it, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened. For the far majority of it was good stuff, but this is some of the bad stuff. And you know, if you don't share the bad stuff, then, you know, it's not a true picture of what's going on. But David, thank you for your blessing. I hope y'all enjoyed this footage. As hard as it is, it was hard for me to watch. I know it probably sucks for him, brings back those old wounds. I'm smiling because it's over and done with, and I've had my injuries, and you don't laugh in the moment. I mean, I make dark humor jokes. That's another curse of mine. I make dark humor jokes about stuff like that, but it's serious stuff. And y'all watch the video. I'll see y'all in the next one. What's up, y'all? Kyle out. Am I not the prettiest man you've ever seen? I'd take a bet on that. I'd lose. Terrible content, 100%. All right, I'm gonna grab my phone too. We're gonna have to connect because I heard your voice, but I can't hear what you're saying. Yeah, powered on, and that's your intercom. Searching for intercom. I think we own.
Yep, I think we're good. I hear you.
Heck yeah. Y'all, this is David. I forgot we're videoing. Am I videoing? I think it's ticking. Yeah. Look at the airport. All the destruction I've done. This should be the best view in the house. Suit up, my friend. It's time. Oh, yeah. Yes, I always walk out to the wing to do all my hooking up. That way everything can kind of fall down while I'm walking. Shake out my straps and such. I'm going to do a flip-flop dirt launch. I wonder if I can complete that. So welcome to the new airport. I'm fixing it. We are currently fixing the airport. That's why it looks like a battle zone out here. We could make Desert Storm fictional movies out here. Maybe Mars footage. Look, there's plant life on Mars. A lot of red dirt. Leave the throttle off until you're clipped in because you're more dexterous without it. And that way you got your hands available for that. It just takes a minute to warm it up. It ain't got to be running the whole time you're doing this stuff. Now, leg, chest, chin. Beaners locked. Gates in. Not twisted. Trims set equal. Both sides. Brakes clear to the pulleys. Yes. And you stow your brakes back. Just take that trim magnet right there. See this thing here? It goes right there to keep that out of the way. Now you get your throttle in your hand. Did you give it a prime?
I did not.
Here, I'm gonna give it a little juice then. It might have de-primed since it's been a bit before we ran it. Here, I'll give you a hand on it. Ready?
Yep.
All right. And then crack it. Clear. There we go. Now, while it's warming up, you'll get your brakes in your hand and your A's. See, Beaner fell inside on your right. Yeah, that's it. When you look down, it looks funny. That's usually what happens is it rolled off. I like to tuck that brake back behind my throttle hand. Get it under the throttle so you don't drop it. If you've got it on the outside of the trigger, like this, and you come off the power, you could drop the toggle. But if it's tucked in like this and you come off the power, you've still got it. And then you can use your thumb and your forefinger to pinch your A's. I like to pinch under the red tabs. It serves as like a roadblock for your fingers, and you can push against them and pull them up by your ears. And that way your fingers don't slip. You just got something to push against. Point them toward the sky like this. And then you look down, check that your beaners are clear and open or closed, but you're not tangled. So all this is tight. Come forward, find the end of your lines. You lean forward and goose your motor a little bit too. This is where you kind of warm it up. If it starts to get like sick, you're in absolutely zero lull. No wind launch is the hardest thing there is to do on a paramotor. You got to commit, you got to squeeze the power immediately, and you got to get some speed. You'll be running before you start pulling brakes. If you're running, then you can pull the brakes, but you can't let off the power. You let off once the wing comes up, it'll pull everything out clear of the throttle. Yeah, just pull your thumb around, just let go of everything and push the kill switch, but you'll still have your brake toggle. You're still kiting. Looks like there's a little puff of wind coming up out of the west here. Even if you end up launching toward the windsock, just fly right by it. It'll come loose, okay? Yeah, it's just a full commit. You'll bring the wing up, hit the power, let it push, and then ease into those brakes. And as faster you go, the more brake you can pull. I'm ready when you are. Wings coming up beautifully. Power, 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 power. Don't give it up. Full brakes, full power, full power, full power, full power, full power, full power. Kill, 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 kill. Oh boy. Got any skin left? Okay, good. Oh, that was a tough one. You slid right over the sharp shit. Yeah, you're cut up. I figured you was after that. Damn. Here, I'll get the wing so we don't get blood all over it. Yeah, that's why I was saying you cannot let go of the throttle, or that kind of stuff happens. All right. Let's go dump that, get you bandaged up. You can set that motor right off to the side and we can drive over here and get it if you want. Oh, that makes me feel bad.
Oh, my hand's hurting now.
Medic! Bad, isn't it?
That's what's hurting right now.
It's gonna sting.
My feet just got a little uncoordinated. I felt myself kind of started picking up, and I wasn't sure what to do.
Recap here. You hit the power and you started going and you came off the power. And then when you did that, you slowed down and the wing went over you a little bit. Then you started really running and then you didn't pull the brakes early enough. The wing had already got in front of you. Because I said, don't get off the power, stay on the power. You hit it and then you let off of it again, right at the top of the hill. You came off of it a second time.
I came off the ground.
Yeah, you were about to take off. All you had to do was pull brakes and stay in the power, and you would have left the ground like an angel.
Yeah, but then
instead of pulling brakes and maintaining, you threw your hands up and let off, and then it was just a face plant at that point. Yeah. You can never let the wing get in front of you, even at a full sprint. That's the worst time for it.
And then I was worried
you were just
not going to be able to clear the trees.
Well, yeah, once you're off the ground, you would have been flying before you got to the end of the taxiway. And then you just turn. These things will turn in 50 feet. Yeah. We're 200 feet from those trees, and you were at an angle. So the trees that were actually in front of you may have been somewhere around 350 feet away.
Yeah.
And then cover them up, and that's going to let them heal the best, quickest. Okay, we're bummed. David's on the injury list just like me now. We got busted shit going on. Welcome aboard, man. Oh, it's not funny. My heart hurts. But I know it's going to be better, and then he'll get right back on that horse because he had that thing so close. All he had to do was hold on to that throttle and not let it go, and that would have been so good.
I just wish there was more grass in front of me. I think that's what...
A little more wind in your face. That's going to be the difference. That's going to be the difference. I might fly your glider just to see if the brakes are really messed up. But we need to first aid you first.